Right now, in tens of millions of American homes, there are plants sitting on shelves, trailing from kitchen hangers, and filling living room corners that most homeowners have never once questioned. Americans in their 50s and 60s have owned some of these plants for decades. They were bought for beauty, for calm, for cleaner air. Nobody at the nursery handed them a warning. 9 of the most popular houseplants in America are quietly toxic to pets, to toddlers, to grandchildren who visit on weekends. And one plant on this list looks so harmless that almost no one suspects it at all. That one comes later. Stay close. Welcome to Natural Verge, where ancient plant wisdom meets practical modern living. Today we are breaking down 9 popular houseplants already sitting in American homes that are quietly toxic to pets and children. And later, we will reach the one plant on this list that most people never suspect because it looks exactly like a harmless cactus. Subscribe now. This is the kind of knowledge nobody handed you at the nursery. Most American homeowners make one quiet assumption when they buy a houseplant. If it is sold everywhere, it must be safe. Garden centers do not separate toxic plants from safe ones. There is no warning shelf. Pothos and philodendron sit directly beside spider plants and Boston ferns with identical labels and identical price tags. The ASPCA maintains a confirmed toxic plant list that most Americans have never seen. Calcium oxalate crystals, the compound found in most plants on today's list, cause mouth burning, throat swelling, and vomiting. Within minutes of contact in pets and small children, the damage does not require eating a full leaf. A single bite, a chewed stem, a curious lick is enough. If you have a cat, a dog, or grandchildren who visit, this video was made precisely for you. Most people who own a Dieffenbachia have never once asked why it is nicknamed dumb cane. The name is not charming. It comes from what happens when a person or a pet chews its stem. The calcium oxalate crystals embedded in every part of this plant fire into soft tissue like microscopic needles. The throat swells, the tongue swells. In severe cases, the swelling becomes significant enough to block speech entirely, which is exactly where the name comes from. Documented in U.S. poison control annual data as one of the most commonly reported indoor plant poisonings in America. Dieffenbachia is also one of the most commonly sold. It is attractive, low maintenance, and sits in millions of American homes, most of them with no barrier between the plant and a curious child or cat. The danger is not theoretical. If you are not ready to remove your Dieffenbachia, horticulturalists recommend placing it at a minimum of 4 feet above floor level, with no trailing leaves within reach. That single change eliminates the majority of accidental contact risk. The safer swap costs almost nothing. A spider plant from any American garden center runs between $6 and $12. Thrives in zones 9 through 11, indoors anywhere in the country, and is confirmed non-toxic by the ASPCA. The Camille and tropic snow varieties of Dieffenbachia are the most common in American homes, both equally toxic, both equally attractive, both equally misleading on a nursery shelf. The honest truth is that this plant earns its visual appeal at a cost most homeowners never calculated. The next plant on this list is even more widespread, and almost no one questions it either. A woman in her early 60s in Zone 6, Ohio, had a pothos hanging in her kitchen for 15 years. It trailed beautifully from the cabinet above her sink. She watered it twice a week and never thought twice about it. When her daughter visited with a toddler, the child reached up, pulled a trailing vine down, and chewed a leaf before anyone noticed. The burning started within minutes. That grandmother had no idea her most trusted houseplant was on the ASPCA's confirmed toxic list. Pothos, sold in virtually every American garden center, grocery store, and home goods chain, contains calcium oxalate crystals that cause immediate mouth burning, excessive drooling, difficulty swallowing, and vomiting in both pets and children. It is the most commonly owned houseplant in America. It is also one of the most reported in veterinary emergency calls. The trailing habit of pothos is exactly what makes it dangerous. Vines reaching 2, 3, even 4 feet down from a shelf are directly within reach of any pet or toddler in the room. Replacing a pothos with a spider plant in the same hanging position costs between $8 and $15 at any American garden center. Spider plants are non-toxic, equally fast-growing, and thrive in every USDA zone indoors from the Pacific Northwest to the Gulf Coast. The golden, marble queen, and neon varieties of pothos are the three most common in American homes. All three carry the same toxicity level. Right now, drop your state in the comments. Your zone and your home layout completely change which of these plants sits at the highest risk position in your space. And this video will keep calling out specific placements as we go. The next plant shares the same crystal toxin, and it comes in over 500 varieties. Most Americans who own a philodendron own one variety. What they do not realize is that there are over 500 species of philodendron, and every single one of them contains the same oxalate rhaphides that cause oral burning, throat swelling, and gastrointestinal distress in pets and children. Plant scientists have documented that the rhaphide crystals in philodendron are needle-shaped structures that physically embed in soft tissue upon contact, triggering an immediate inflammatory response. The heartleaf philodendron, the most common variety in American homes, is almost always displayed on low shelves or allowed to trail at floor level. That placement puts it in direct contact range of cats, dogs, and toddlers. In the South and Midwest, where houseplant ownership trends highest among homeowners in their 50s and 60s, this is one of the most commonly misidentified safe plants in American living rooms. Moving a philodendron above 5 feet and removing all trailing growth below that line is the fastest risk reduction with zero cost. If replacement makes more sense, peperomia varieties are confirmed non-toxic, equally decorative, available at most American garden centers for $8 to $14, and perform reliably indoors across all USDA zones, from Zone 4 in the upper Midwest to Zone 10 in Florida. The Brazil and Micans varieties of philodendron are the two most commonly purchased at American nurseries. Both beautiful, both carrying the same oxalate risk. If you are watching this and not yet subscribed, here is what that actually means. YouTube will stop placing this content in your feed entirely. Natural Verge releases plant and natural living knowledge every week, built specifically for American viewers who want real answers, not generic advice. Hit subscribe. Now, it is free and it always will be. 4 more plants are coming, including one that most Americans actively buy for their family's health. Here is where the betrayal becomes most clear. The peace lily is actively marketed across American home and garden stores as an air-purifying plant, a health-positive choice for your living space. It is one of the most commonly gifted houseplants in America. It sits on bedroom dressers, living room tables, and office shelves in millions of American homes, purchased specifically because it was presented as something that improves your environment. While commonly promoted for air purification benefits, the ASPCA formally classifies peace lily as toxic to both cats and dogs. The calcium oxalate crystals in its leaves and stems cause intense oral irritation, excessive drooling, difficulty swallowing, and visible swelling. Often within minutes of contact, cats are particularly drawn to its broad, smooth leaves. In the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states, where indoor plant gifting is most common in colder months, this plant moves through homes as a wellness gift that carries a hidden cost most recipients never discover. The direct safe replacement for a peace lily is an Erica palm, confirmed non-toxic by the ASPCA, documented by plant scientists as one of the most effective indoor air, moisture regulators available to American homeowners, and available at most garden centers between $15 and $30 depending on size. It delivers a comparable visual warmth and performs well indoors across USDA zones 9 through 11, with strong indoor adaptation across colder zones when kept away from drafts. The honest limitation here is real. Erica palms require more light than peace lilies and grow larger over time. They are not a low-maintenance match, but in a home with cats or dogs, the trade is straightforward. The next plant on this list is most commonly placed directly at floor level, where it sits within reach of every pet and child in the room, and its sap causes contact burns even before ingestion occurs. Most people who buy a caladium buy it for its leaves. The dramatic pink, white, and green patterned foliage makes it one of the most visually striking houseplants in any American home goods store, and it is almost always sold in a decorative pot designed to sit on the floor. That floor-level placement is precisely what makes it dangerous. Every part of the caladium plant is toxic if chewed, stem, leaf, and root. But the danger begins even before ingestion. The sap released when a leaf is broken or bruised causes contact dermatitis, skin burning and irritation on direct touch. Herbalists and naturopathic practitioners consistently note that calcium oxalate exposure from caladium causes immediate burning and swelling in mouth and throat tissue that is alarming in its speed of onset. In the South and Gulf Coast states, where caladium is especially popular as a decorative indoor pot plant year, round this risk sits directly at the height of every dog, cat, and grandchild visiting the home. Elevating caladium above 5 feet eliminates floor-level contact risk entirely. The safe decorative swap at floor level is a calathea, non-toxic, equally dramatic in leaf pattern and color, available at most American garden centers between $10 and $20, and well-suited to indoor growing across all USDA zones in low to medium light conditions. The White Christmas and Canadum varieties of caladium are the most widely sold in American nurseries, both strikingly beautiful, both carrying full toxicity throughout every part of the plant. This channel exists for Americans who have spent enough seasons making expensive plant decisions they were never properly warned about. If you are in your 50s or 60s and you want plant knowledge that is zone-aware, dollar-grounded, and built for your actual home, subscribe right now. Every week, new content, always free. 4 plants remain on this list, and the most misunderstood one is still ahead. You have just learned 5 of the 9 plants, and every single one of them is likely sitting in an American home within a mile of where you are right now. But the most surprising plant on this list is still coming. In the intro, this video mentioned one plant that almost no one suspects because it looks exactly like a harmless succulent cactus. That plant is real. Its danger is real, and it is coming in the second half of this video. Before that, 3 more plants, including one that became one of the most photographed, most gifted, and most socially shared houseplants of the last 5 years, and is still being placed in living rooms directly accessible to curious pets and toddlers. The ZZ plant comes first, and what most Americans still do not know about it is more significant than the gardening world has been willing to say out loud. The ZZ plant became one of the most recommended low-maintenance houseplants in America over the last decade, and for good reason. It tolerates low light, survives neglect, and looks elegant in any modern interior. What the gardening world was slow to say clearly is this: more recent veterinary toxicology studies confirm that GI toxicity in pets from ZZ plant ingestion is more significant than earlier assessments suggested. The calcium oxalate compounds present throughout its leaves, stems, and rhizomes cause vomiting and diarrhea in dogs and cats, and the sap produces direct skin and eye irritation on contact without ingestion. Handling the plant without washing hands and then touching your face, or a pet rubbing their face against a damaged leaf, is enough for irritation to begin. In the Pacific Northwest and Upper Midwest, where low-light indoor plants are especially popular, the ZZ plant has quietly become one of the most widely displayed toxic houseplants in American homes. If keeping the ZZ plant, horticulturalists recommend always handling it with gloves during repotting or pruning, and washing hands thoroughly before any contact with pets or children afterward. The safe low-light swap is a parlor palm, confirmed non-toxic, equally tolerant of low indoor light, available across American garden centers for $10 to $25, and performing reliably in every USDA zone indoors, from Zone 3 in the northern Upper Midwest through Zone 11 in Hawaii. The Zenzi and Raven varieties of ZZ plant are the 2 most commonly purchased in American nurseries. The Raven's dark purple-black leaves in particular have made it one of the most shared plants on American home decor platforms in the last 3 years. The hidden gem most guides miss entirely. The rhizome root of the Zeds plant holds the highest concentration of calcium oxalate in the entire plant. Repotting without gloves is the most common underreported exposure event. Anthurium comes next, and most Americans receive it as a gift. Anthurium is one of the most commonly gifted houseplants in America. Purchased at grocery stores, florists, and garden centers as a gesture of warmth and care. Its glossy red or pink spathes and near-constant bloom cycle make it a long-lasting, attractive gift that most recipients display immediately on a kitchen table or living room surface. What the gift tag never includes is this: all parts of the Anthurium plant contain insoluble calcium oxalate crystals. Every part. The leaves, stems, roots, and the spadix, the spike at the center of the bloom, all carry the same crystals that cause intense burning and swelling of the mouth and throat in children and pets within minutes of contact. Herbalists and naturopathic practitioners consistently note that Anthurium exposure in cats triggers some of the most distressing oral reactions seen from any common houseplant. In the South and Mid-Atlantic, where Anthurium is one of the most popular year-round gift plants, it moves from store to home to kitchen table without a single safety conversation. A closed terrarium above counter height is one of the most effective safe display solutions for Anthurium. It preserves the visual beauty completely while eliminating all contact access. The safe flowering swap is a bromeliad, non-toxic, equally dramatic in color, available at American garden centers between $12 and $25, and suitable for indoor growing across USDA zones 9 through 11, with adaptation possible in northern zones with consistent warmth. Here is the jaw drop detail most guides never mention. The crystal firing mechanism in Anthurium is not passive. When soft tissue contacts the crystals, a chemical signal triggers the plant cells to release additional oxalate, actively worsening the reaction the longer contact continues. This is not accidental irritation. It is a documented plant defense mechanism that escalates on contact. Think of one person in your life still displaying Anthurium on a low surface with a cat or dog in the home. Send them this video right now. Not a message, just the link. Monstera is next. No houseplant has been more photographed, more shared, more featured in American home decor content over the last 5 years than the Monstera. Its dramatic split leaves became the defining visual of the modern American living room, and virtually every interior design platform, home goods store, and lifestyle brand placed it front and center as the statement plant of a generation. What almost none of that content mentioned is that Monstera contains the same calcium oxalate crystals found in most plants on this list, and it is almost always displayed at floor level, in large format, with leaves that sit directly within reach of every pet and toddler in the room. Plant scientists confirm that Monstera's oxalate rhaphides cause the same oral burning, throat irritation, and gastrointestinal distress as philodendron, a botanical relative in homes across the Midwest, South, and Pacific Northwest, where Monstera ownership surged after 2020. Millions of cats and dogs now share floor space with one of the most accessible toxic plants in American interior design history. Here is the honest decision line for Monstera: safe in homes without pets or young children, genuinely dangerous in homes that have them. That is not a dramatic claim. It is a practical calculation. The safe large format floor plant swap is a bird of paradise, non-toxic, equally dramatic in size and visual presence, available at most American garden centers between $25 and $60 depending on size, and well suited to bright indoor positions across USDA zones 9 through 12, with strong indoor performance in colder zones near south-facing windows. The Thai constellation and Albo variegata varieties of Monstera carry identical toxicity to the standard Deliciosa, despite their significantly higher price tags at specialty nurseries, often reaching $200 or more. Price does not reduce risk. Now the plant this video mentioned in its very first minute, the one that looks completely harmless. the one almost no one suspects that plant is next. This is the plant mentioned in the very first minute of this video. The one that looks like a harmless succulent cactus. The one almost no one suspects. Crown of Thorns, Euphorbia milky, is kept on windowsills across America precisely because it looks compact, manageable, and charming. Its small, brightly colored bracts make it look cheerful and completely benign. The danger has nothing to do with its thorns. It is the milky white sap that bleeds from any cut or broken stem. Traditional growing practice backed by modern toxicological understanding confirms that Euphorbia sap causes severe contact dermatitis, skin burning, blistering, and in cases of eye contact, a documented risk of corneal damage. No ingestion required. A child brushing the stem against their face, or a pet biting a branch, releases sap that acts immediately on soft tissue, placed on windowsills at child height in millions of American homes. This plant is one of the most genuinely underestimated contact toxins in American indoor gardening. A sealed glass terrarium eliminates all sap contact risk while preserving the visual appeal entirely. And it requires almost no modification to the windowsill position most people already use. The safe succulent swap is a Houseplants, confirmed non-toxic, equally compact and architectural in form, available at most American garden centers and big box stores for $5 to $12, and tolerant of indoor bright light conditions across every USDA zone in the country. The honest limitation, Houseplants does not flower as reliably or as colorfully as Crown of Thorns. For homeowners in their 50s and 60s who value that bloom cycle, a sealed terrarium is the smarter solution than removal. Always wear thick gloves when handling Crown of Thorns, even for repositioning. Sap releases from the smallest stem break. The final section of this video contains 3 things most complete plant safety guides never include, and a clear, zone-specific decision path built specifically for where you live and what you have at home. We are not ending here. You could move every plant on this list correctly and still create risk if you do not know these 3 things. First, dried leaves from toxic plants remain toxic. A fallen Dieffenbachia, or pothos leaf on the floor, carries active oxalate crystals long after it has dropped. Sweep and discard immediately. Second, water drainage trays beneath toxic plants concentrate sap compounds over time. Pets drinking from drainage trays have reported toxicity reactions from plants they never directly touched. Empty trays weekly. Third, most American nursery soil sold with toxic houseplants contains systemic fertilizer that makes oxalate production in young plants temporarily higher during the first 3 months after purchase. The newest plant in your home is often the highest risk plant in your home. These are the details that do not make it onto the label, and they are the details that make the difference between knowing a plant is toxic and actually protecting against it. Here is your exact decision path based on your specific situation. If you have pets only, prioritize removing pothos, philodendron, and peace lily. First, these 3 appear most frequently in veterinary emergency call data across the country. If you have grandchildren visiting, Dieffenbachia and caladium are your highest floor, level risks. Move them above 5 feet or replace them before the next visit. If your budget is under $20, spider plant, Boston fern, and Arca palm are direct safe replacements available at any American garden center from Zone 3 in Minnesota to Zone 10 in Florida. If you are an experienced plant collector in your 50s or 60s who wants to keep these plants, hanging planters above 5 feet, closed glass terrariums, and dedicated plant rooms with a door barrier are your 3 practical solutions that preserve every plant while eliminating access risk entirely. No single recommendation fits every home. Your zone, your layout, and who shares your space determines your starting point. The grandmother in Ohio did not make a careless choice when she hung that pothos in her kitchen 15 years ago. She made the only choice available to her because nobody at the nursery handed her a list. That is not ignorance. That is a gap in the information that was never passed down. The plants you have loved and displayed for years are not failures. They are simply decisions that can now be made more clearly, with more information, in homes where the people and animals you care about are safer because of what you now know. A beautiful home and a safe home are not in conflict with each other. They are the same home, arranged with intention. That is what this channel is built to help you do. One plant, one decision, one real piece of knowledge at a time. If this video gave you one thing you are going to act on today, hit the like button right now. Every like tells YouTube this information is worth showing to other American families who need it. Drop a comment below with your state and which plant on this list is sitting in your home right now. Your zone matters, and this channel will keep building content around the specific plants and decisions that affect where you actually live. Think of one person, a neighbor, a sister, a friend with a new puppy, or a grandchild who visits on weekends, who has no idea one of these plants is in their home. Send them this video, not a message, just the link. You just received zone-accurate, dollar-grounded research, based information that most channels never put in one place. That is what every natural Verge video delivers. Subscribe now and turn on the bell. The next one is already coming.